before you put on your eyeshadow, you can use some kind of primer or base coat. I used Urban Decay's Primer Potion, the tinted one, which looks like this. The normal one comes in the purple pot, which is clear. But if you have, like, say, very greasy eyelids, you could use MAC's Painterly Paint Pot or one of the paints. So the first eyeshadow I'm going to use is this one here. It's just a white frost. It's called White Frost, and it's also just a white frosty eyeshadow. This one's by MAC. And I think I'm going to use all MAC eyeshadows for this look. So I like to start off with the lighter, or the lightest colour, like the highlight colour first sometimes. That way you can kind of use the same brush again without having to clean it off for darker colours. So I'm just pressing some of this light colour, the highlight, in underneath the brow bone. I'm using an angled brush for this. This is the MAC 275, but any kind of small eyeshadow brush will do. Putting a little bit of this in here onto the inner corner as well. The next colour I'm going to use for the main part of the lid is MAC's Electra, which is like just a medium silver colour. Again, it's I think it's a frost finish, so you can use the same brush if you want. You don't really have to clean it off, which is handy, and just pack that all over the moving part of the lid. You'll always get the most colour payoff by pressing the colour into the lid rather than brushing it all over it. Especially if there is some kind of sticky base there first, you really want to press it into that base for it to work at its best. So once that amount is on, just get a smaller brush. I'm using the NYX B17. It's a smudge brush, but it's just a really tiny eyeshadow brush. Really handy for underneath the bottom lashes. So I'm just going to get the same silver and I'm applying it underneath, say, the first third of my bottom lid. Just add a little bit more sparkle to the inner corner of the eye. I'm getting MAC's Filament, so it's kind of like, it's like a grey silver, but it's very bitty. It is quite glittery rather than shimmery. I'm just going to pick that up on the same small smudge brush and just press that in just to this intersection here. So when you have that much done, you can get any kind of like mid-tone like transition colour. I'm going to use MAC's Quarry. It's one that I've been using loads lately. It's just kind of like it's a really warm, it's like a taupey grey. It's really, I really love this colour. It's just a really nice light transition colour. So I'm just going to use that over the crease. Just blend that up to where the highlight colour is. I'm just going to get a little bit more of Quarry onto the tip of my brush. I'm just using the 217 blending brush, and I'm just going to run that underneath the lower lashes. Okay, next I'm taking a darker colour called Copper Plate. So it's more of a cool taupe this time, and this is optional. You could just go ahead and just add like a dark grey or black if you just wanted to add one extra colour. I kind of like to add a few colours, which is totally unnecessary, but just something I like to do if I have the luxury of time. And just run that on the lower section. And again, put some of that underneath the lower lashes. Okay, next I'm taking one of the MAC Super Slick Liquid Eyeliners. This came out with the Fabulous Felines collection. And I'm going using Marked for Glamour, which is like, it's like a pewter, kind of metallic-y grey colour, if you can see there. So I really like in that they last forever. They can be a bit tightening on the eyes, and I'm not actually, biggest fan of these particular applicators for eyeliner. So sometimes I'll just tap some of the product out onto a petri dish and apply it with a brush, but I'm just going to use this for the purpose of the tutorial. So I want this to be really thin on the inner corner. And then have it get a lot thicker towards the end. You can just kind of lay it down because it points into quite a thin edge. You can kind of just lay it down against your lash line and pull it up, and it should give you the shape you kind of want. So these will dry pretty quick as well. And if you do use a brush for them, make sure you wash the brush as soon as possible, and you'll need to use a like some kind of oil to loosen the product off the brush. So I have that general shape where it's very thin in the inner corner, a little bit underneath here. I take it off my lashes with my finger as I go along because it will dry on your lashes and make the mascara kind of clump around the eyeliner. So once I get to the outer corner, I'm just going to flick it up from the bottom. I want it to be relatively straight. It's up to you how big of a flick you want. So I'm just going to leave it at that general shape now. Okay, next just take a soft black kohl eyeliner and rim all around the waterline, so do top and bottom. Okay, next choose a dark colour. I'm going to use MAC's Typographic. I'm just sticking with the same palette, so that's why I'm using all MAC, but it's just an extremely dark grey colour. Focus. Yeah, so it's actually quite close to black. It's just a step down from black. And I'm using a Ruby and Millie angled brush. This I often use this for my eyebrows. Just any angled brush or even that smudge brush would have been fine. And I'm just going to apply that into the bottom lashes. I kind of press the colour in over my lashes and under my lashes, and that way you have a better chance of not missing any spaces in between. Because if you have a lot of lashes underneath your eyelids, and I know some people don't, or underneath your eyes, it can be hard to get the powder right in between the lashes. And then I'm just going to pull this colour up just underneath where this line is. I like to use the black powder to darken out this inner part of the lower lid around the tear duct. I find it kind of smudges less than if you use your kohl pencil. So at this stage you can apply your foundation if you haven't already, or just fix up any fallout that you had from applying the eye makeup. I already applied my foundation, but I never powder until after the eyes are done, so I can easily just wipe away any little messes. Just applying some Pro Longwear concealer. I used the NW20. The NW15 was just that little bit too pale for the eye area. You don't want to go too pale under the eye area, or it'll just look like you have two white rings around your eyes. If you have a flatter lid shape than I do, and one more option you could do, and this is only optional, if you want to add a bit more dimension to your eye shape, is go back in with your really dark colour, apply a little bit onto the tip of a blending brush and just run it very low on the crease area. I wouldn't always do this just because I already have such a natural shadow there because of how deep set my eyes are. But you can always just add a little bit more if you want. You can also just drag some of it over onto the lid. So next, grab your favourite mascara and apply plenty to the top and bottom lashes. Or you could always grab some false lashes and apply them as well if you want to. To contour, I'm going to use Illamasqua Powder Blush in Primal. It's a really, really, really pale, warm taupe colour. It's perfect for pale skin. Obviously use whatever shade of powder will be good for your own skin tone. Something not too like red based though. If you can get something more neutral regardless of how dark it is, it'll just look a little bit more natural. I'm just going to go back into the White Frost highlighter that I used underneath my brow bone. I'm going to apply a little bit of that onto the tip of the brush and just sweep it just along the top of my very, very top of my cheekbone. So just along here, you can feel where the uppermost part is. And it'll just add that lovely highlight effect when the light catches it. I'm not going to use blush with this look. You don't need to use every different step with every makeup, especially even if it's a full nighttime makeup. So I think it's nice to just leave the rest of the cheeks as they are by themselves. And then I already applied some of the MAC Prep and Prime. It's the lip primer. I applied this earlier on because it works best if you let it set on the lips a little bit and go a little bit tacky. So I'm just going to get Subculture, which is just a nude lip liner. Get any nude lip liner. For lipstick, I'm just going to use MAC's Liquid Lurex, which is this one here on the very edge. It's kind of like, it's like a beige gold with kind of pinky purple sparkles in it. I'm just going to press that over where I put the lip liner. You could just keep this a flat nude on the lips if you wanted to. I quite like this though, just for more of a party kind of Christmas look. Okay, so that's the total finished look now, and I think it'd be a perfect one for a Christmas party. If you wanted it a little bit less done looking, I would maybe not define the eyebrows so much. I just did this because they're still quite sparse from growing back, but besides that, I don't think anything else is too overdone for, you know, kind of a party or a proper night out. So yeah, I hope you like it, and thanks for watching guys, and I'll talk to you really soon. Bye.